Hi guys, welcome to class. So today we'll be talking about the usefulness of science in medicine. Now in the last video I mentioned how science is very important in technology. Well, technology is just the application of scientific principles, and we talked about the production of vaccines, which is an application of the biological process of the antigen-antibody reaction, which also falls under a field in technology known as biotechnology. I will talk about the home appliances such as the dishwasher in your homes, which makes life comfortable. And I said the goal of technology is to make life comfortable. And the advancements in technology is the continuous application of scientific principles. Now, usefulness of science in medicine. Now, medicine is a field that is concerned with the maintenance of health of individuals. Now, medicine as a field is very broad, and science has contributed immensely to the progress of medicine over the years. Now, what is the usefulness of science in medicine? For instance, the development of modern medicine. There have been great improvements in developing modern medicine. Medicine which are now used to help to prevent a pandemic. Now, because of this advancement and development of modern medicine, there are certain diseases which have been said to be incurable, but because of the advancement and development of modern medicine, such diseases are now curable. And also diseases which are deemed to be uncontrollable have now been effectively controlled. Notwithstanding, we also have medicinal plants, numerous medicinal plants, as well as roots and the bark of some trees which have been put to use. For instance, cinchona, which is a medicinal plant, is used to produce quinine, and quinine is used to treat malaria. Another example of a medicinal plant is foxglove, or you call it digitalis. It is used to produce aspirin, and aspirin is used to relieve pain. So you see, because of advances in science, because of good application of scientific knowledge, these medicinal plants have been discovered, and they have been put to use to produce certain substances which they naturally contain, which have been able to cure so many diseases, most of which have been deemed incurable, and these have helped to prevent major pandemics. Now, still under the development of modern medicine, through the application of science, certain diseases which are deemed to be uncontrollable, certain diseases which are deemed to be very uncontrollable, and diseases which are dreaded. For instance, the polio. Polio in previous time is a disease that was well dreaded, but now advancements in science, there are vaccines that have been developed against the polio virus, and now we have a drastic reduction in the occurrence of polio, which was not the case in previous years. Smallpox, influenza, they are now currently being curtailed, and with further development of vaccines, to treat different kinds of diseases, we have situation that once dreaded diseases are no longer dreaded, all through the advancement of science. Though the time malaria was a dreaded disease, malaria was a disease that was killing people at random. But with the advancement of science, the development of vaccines, malaria is no longer a dreaded disease, and modern medicines have been developed that effectively take care of the once dreaded malaria. Now everybody just, hey, you're not feeling fine, what is happening? I have malaria. Oh, have you taken drugs? Okay, I'll get drugs from the pharmacist. But in those days, if somebody has malaria, you're looking at you like, this guy is dead. It's just like now, although we thank God that in the last 1 year we have advancement, because when this COVID-19 pandemic started, if you have COVID, you have a plague and everybody runs away from you. But now I think that has stopped, because we know vaccines have been developed, and of course in a short while we'll be having certain drugs coming up, because medicine is a field that is always advancing, and with more application of scientific knowledge, medicine always advance. So once dreaded disease, once incurable disease we thought nothing can be done, as are now being cured. Diseases, even the HIV virus, which were not able to, was a problem in that it was not able, there was no effective way of managing it, has now been curtailed with the introduction of antiretroviral drugs. And finally, we also have what we call DNA technology. Since the discovery of the DNA, since the discovery of the structure of DNA, there has been better knowledge of the DNA chemistry. That means that we now know how the genes work, we know how the genes operate. Now, since we know how the genes operate, scientists are now able to manipulate genes. In the last video, I talked about biotechnology, which is the production of insulin. Now, by virtue of knowledge of DNA structure, DNA chemistry, scientists are able to manipulate genes and also introduce these genes into certain microorganisms that can naturally produce insulin. And this insulin is then being used to manage a disease called diabetes. So science is so useful. It's so useful and it's so important to man's existence. Now, if you have been following me from the usefulness of science, you see that at the end of every application, it helps to make life better. The living standard has been improved. It helps to make life better. That is, improvement of conditions of life has been made possible by the continuous application of science in various fields, notably agriculture, technology, and medicine. And you know what? We can't just stop applying science. In every field, science will always be applied. So, well, you should be thinking of where will I apply my own knowledge of science? Well, you could decide to do that in the field of agriculture, or you can even decide to do that in the field of medicine, which I believe is even much more interesting. Yeah, much more interesting. So, I'll see you in the next video. But now you should think of where you want to apply that scientific knowledge. Goodbye.